want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a
And welcome back, everybody. This is the Warrior Classic, second annual Warrior Classic hosted by Indiana Tech, and Indiana Tech has already won. This game will be between Rochester and Mount Vernon. And we will turn things over to the PA announcer, Tyler Stevenson, in just a minute. Neither of these teams have lost yet. Rochester is 1-0 on the season. Mount Vernon is 3-0 on the season. Rochester out of the WAC Conference. Mount Vernon out of the Crossroads League. Both of those conferences feature teams here in the city of Fort Wayne. Mount Vernon plays St. Francis annually. That's a team here in town, but we're going to turn it over to Tyler Stevenson to announce the starting lineups.
Assistant coaches for the Cougars are Alex Stewart and Matt Manley. The head coach, Amanda Short. And now the starting line for the home team on the scoreboard, the Warriors of Rochester University. A 5'5" senior number 2, Elisa Matos. A 5'5" sophomore number 4, Sonia Gregory. A 5'8" senior number 3, Jakara Thompson. A 5'10" senior number 25, Lexi Tobel. And the 5'11" junior number 13, Laura Ryan. Assistant coaches for the Warriors are Rachel Whitner, Jim Rogers, Jim Lynn, and Jared Ocampo. The head coach, Brent Milton.
Well, we are just about ready to start this game between Mount Vernon and Rochester. Both head coaches have a good bit of experience. Amanda Short is in her 7th season as the head coach at Mount Vernon, and the team seems to have been getting better ever since she took over as the head coach. Brent Wichner is the head coach for Rochester, and I believe he is a Rochester alum as that pass goes off the hands of Riley Peru and out of bounds. And Rochester will take over as the first possession of the game results in essentially a turnover for Mount Vernon. Neither of these teams has lost, but for Rochester, this is only their 2nd game of the season. They'll play Judson tomorrow. Mount Vernon will take on the host, Indiana Tech. Drive to the basket, and that shot off the glass. Lexi Tobel could not put it home. Hannah Reinhold is the leading scorer on the season for the Warriors of Rochester, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Alicia Matos took the charge, and they call the foul on Sage Brannon. She's a native of Cardington, Ohio, transferred in from Ashland University. And back the other way comes Mount Vernon, and that shot is missed. The rebound grab by Tobel. And back come the Warriors. Leaning in, that shot no good. And a near turnover. Mount Vernon able to survive. Here come the Cougars the other way. Slowing things down there was number 11, Elizabeth Monk. And that's traveling. It's going the other way. Rochester takes over. Sanaya Gregory will bring this one across the timeline, feeds it inside, I believe to Lauren Wynn, and that shot no good. Back the other way comes Brannon. Brannon gets this one across the timeline. Just barely gets the ball there to Lily Krieger. Over to Riley Peru. Late feed inside, that ball is knocked away by Tobel. A catch and shoot on the other end for Matos, and that's no good. Brannon comes up with a board. Brannon with a behind-the-back dribble gets this one across the timeline. There's a catch and shoot from downtown, and that wouldn't fall. But a second chance for the Cougars. They work it back outside to Brannon. A catch and shoot for 3 by Maggie Coe. She comes in as a leading scorer for this Mount Vernon team. Kick to the outside, that's Angelina Haysha, and she knocks down the 3 and an answer for Rochester. Beg your pardon, Jakara Thompson hits the 3 for Rochester, and this game is tied at 3 apiece. Little step back jumper, and it's good. Maggie Coe with her second consecutive basket. And Mount Vernon takes the lead. Driving to the basket is Matos. Off the glass, no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Lily Krieger. Kick to the corner, a little shot fake here by Riley Peru, and Peru could not hit the shot. Left-handed layup is good. Lily Krieger puts it home. That's a 7-3 lead for Mount Vernon. They are the visiting team on the scoreboard for this particular game. So they get the ball to Lauren Wynn. Wynn going to pull up for the jump shot, knocks it down. Well, full court pressure here by the Warriors as Coe tries to beat it. And Peru gets the ball across the timeline. Going for the turnover is Gregory. And I think we're going to get a foul going the other way. Nope, jump ball. It's a jump ball possession arrow to Rochester. Down 2, 7-5 the score. Neither of these teams have lost yet. Of course, this broadcast is being carried by SummitCitySports.com. We do have an update In one of our games, looks like Mississinawa has a 28-6 lead. One of the Summit City Sports football broadcasts says that basket is good. Lauren Wynn has the last 4 points for Rochester, and she ties the game. Three ball from Peru, and Peru is able to drain it from downtown. Riley Peru is on the board for the first time today as Gregory slows it down. They get it back to her. Gregory picked up defensively by Emily Walker. Gregory couldn't hit the shot, but gets her own rebound. Second chance, no good. And Walker comes up with the rebound. Walker feeds it up the floor, and that's ripped away and knocked out of bounds by Alicia Matos. 10-7, Mount Vernon has the lead. And this is Riley Peru looking to put it in play for the Cougars, and she gets it in to Lily Krieger, and Krieger is able to knock it down. 4 points for Krieger, and back down the floor come the Warriors. 5 straight points scored by Mount Vernon. Here's Matos. Tough shot off the glass, no good from Jakara Thompson, and a foul is called. Lily Krieger is called for the foul. And Jakara Thompson will go to the free throw line. Thompson able to rattle it home. She's got 4 points in the game so far. She's a native of Flint, Michigan, and transferred from Mott Community College. And that's going to be a lane violation against the Cougars as Katie Sprang jumped into the lane a little early. Oh, wait a minute, they're calling it on the Warriors. Inbound will go to Katie Sprang. And a foul is called on the other end of the floor. They called it on Victoria Guardiola. And this will be Riley Peru who enters the game, or who inbounds the ball rather. Official letting, beg your pardon, they actually called it on Maggie Coe. They get into Katie Sprang. Sprang goes baseline against the double team and somehow gets that one to fall. Katie Sprang with her first bucket of the game. Thompson puts it up a three, and that's good. Jakara Thompson has her second three of the game. She's got 7 points total. Walker for three, yes. Emily Walker answers from downtown, and it's 17-11 in favor of Mount Vernon. Both teams trying to remain unbeaten as they get the pass to Lauren Wynn. Wynn gets to the basket, puts it up off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound, Wynn has it, puts it in off the glass. That gives Lauren Wynn 6 points in the game. A little full court pressure here by Rochester. And Walker is able to get the ball across the timeline. Hands that one off to Riley Peru. Good ball movement there by the Cougars, but the shot would not fall for Coe. And now Rochester looking to get out and run. This is Matos, one-on-one to the glass. A little bit too strong. And back the other way comes Katie Sprang. Kept in play or not. Riley Peru tried to keep it in play, but apparently knocked it onto the baseline or might have even stepped out in the process. Rochester will make a couple of subs. Amari Martin comes into the game for the Warriors. This is Matos who will bring the ball across half court. She's picked up by Emily Walker. Loose ball. It's recovered, though, by the Warriors. And that's going to be traveling. They call it on Lauren Wynn. Or was that Jakara Thompson? I think it was Thompson, number 22. The inbound goes to Walker. Walker looking to bring it across the timeline for Mount Vernon. Little backdoor cut. And they work it back outside to Krieger. And traveling is the call. It'll go right back to Rochester. And some subs will enter the game. That's Olivia Farrell and Maggie Koblenz. Inbound goes to Matos. And Matos brings it across the timeline, guarded by Walker. Gets it back outside. A little shot fake. I think that was Reinhold who made the fake, and Reinhold couldn't hit the shot. Coe across the timeline. A little catch and shoot there for Katie Sprang, and the three would not fall. And the rebound is grabbed by Hannah Reinhold. Back down the floor comes Rochester. Leaning up in the air as Matos and couldn't get it to fall, and Walker comes the other way. Walker feeds it to Peru, and Peru's going to be called for traveling. We've got 2:43 to go here in the first quarter. A good game so far. Rochester 1-0, Mount Vernon 3-0 so far. Rochester was 20-12 a year ago. This is actually Brent Wichner's 9th season. His 8th season as head coach at Rochester. He won a USCAA national championship in 2017. That's what Rochester has accomplished under Brent Wichner. Here's a catch and shoot three by Matos, and that's no good. Offensive board by Olivia Farrell, couldn't put it home. This is Maggie Koblenz. And a three ball on the way would not fall for Riley Peru. Here comes Thompson the other way. 2:04 to go. Bit of a scoreless drought here until now. Been a scoreless drought for a few minutes, but Thompson able to knock down the jumper. She's up to 9 points. Having a heck of a first half. As Coe gets this one across the timeline. Pull-up jumper, knocks it down. Maggie Coe up to 7 points for the game. She averages 17 for the season. Off the catch and shoot, that one comes up short. Hannah Reinhold missed the three. Ball hit the front of the net. It did not go through the net. We've got 1:31 and counting to play here in this first quarter, I beg your pardon. Riley Peru off the fake, going against the 2-3 zone. And that ball is taken away. Taken away by Amari Martin, and Martin couldn't finish on the other end. Rebound pulled down by Emily Walker. This is Maggie Coe, works it over to Walker. And a foul is called as Coe was hacked on the arm by Sanaya Gregory. Native of East Lansing, Michigan, went to East Lansing High School. Of course, East Lansing is also where Michigan State University is located. Amanda Short making sure she gets in the right personnel as Riley Peru will take a break. Emma Brown, or rather Hope Custer, gets it in play. And Coe hits the three falling down. Maggie Coe is up to 10 points in this game. There's a catch and shoot by Thompson on the other end. She would have been at double digits if she had made that. But instead, the rebound comes to Maggie Koblenz. And Koblenz has it go out of bounds off of her. And Rochester will take over. Brent Wichner telling his players, quit being selfish. As we've got 31 seconds left. So about a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Rochester will not be able to hold for the final shot here as Reinhold couldn't get it to go. But now they can hold for the final shot of the half, or final shot of the quarter, rather. Brett Wichner shouting out one shot, so he wants his players to hold for the final shot of the quarter, but they won't. That three no good. Offensive board, second one no good, and the rebound grab by Koblenz. But the clock's going to run out. Mount Vernon unable to get it up the floor in time to get a shot off. They do lead it, though, 22-15 at the end of the first quarter. We're back for the second quarter in 1 minute on this broadcast of Indiana Tech women's basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
22-15, Mount Vernon with the lead over Rochester here at the Warrior Classic. This is game 2 of day 1, you might say. Warrior Classic will continue on tomorrow. Indiana Tech will take on Mount Vernon. But before that game, Rochester will play Judson. Indiana Tech just beat Judson in the first game of this Warrior Classic. That game ended about 45 minutes ago, give or take. As Gregory brings it across the timeline, gets it to Lauren Wynn. And the basket is good on the interior for Jakara Thompson. Thompson has 11 points in the game, and here's Brandon across the timeline. Brandon feeds it outside to Riley Peru. Brandon drives to the basket. Contested shot, and she gets fouled. So Brandon will go to the free throw line. Lauren Wynn gets called for the foul. A couple of free throws coming here for Sage Brannon, and her first free throw is no good. Second one no good as well. 22-17 the score remains. And down the floor comes Gregory. Long three, and that one would not fall for Lexi Tobel. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Cougars take over. Peru gets this one across the timeline. And she feeds that one over to Elizabeth Monk. Ten on the shot clock. The feed inside and a foul called from behind. That's going to go against Lauren Wynn. Wynn called for the foul. That's her second foul of the game. And the inbound here will go to Emma Brown. Back to Brannon. Brannon looks to drive inside. Gets the pass away against the double team. And here's Brown. 8 on the shot clock. Down to 4 on the shot clock. Got to get it off. A little desperation heave that barely got the rim, and Brannon able to get the rebound. And Peru could not connect on the three. It's chased down, though, by Monk. And that three wouldn't fall. A long possession results in no points. And here comes Thompson down the floor. Her pass gets away. Tobel no good. Putback is good, and a foul. Lauren Wynn puts it home. That's 8 points for Lauren Wynn in the game. She's from East Point, Michigan. A 22-19 lead for Mount Vernon.
Lauren Wynn will go to the line for Rochester, shooting and one.
Free throw rattles in for Lauren Wynn. She's up to 9 points for the game. I believe she and Jakara Thompson have all the points so far for Rochester. We've got 8:23 left to go in this second quarter. But a lead that was once 7 is now down to 2. Pass back to Peru. The feed inside, and the shot would not roll home for Krieger. And back the other way come the Warriors. Nice adjustment there by Thompson. She's able to keep the possession alive. Ball is poked away. Kept alive there by Matos. Get the three off with 8 on the shot clock, and this ball's going to go out of bounds. It will be Mount Vernon basketball. This will be Brandon to put it in play. And she gets it in to Emily Walker. Walker across the timeline. She's picked up defensively by Thompson. Inside to Sage Brannon. Off the glass, no. Battle for the ball along the baseline. That's a jump ball. And possession arrow will keep it with Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon has not yet scored here in the second half. What was once a 7-point lead is down to 2. And that inbound reaches the backcourt. It's grabbed by Walker as it goes across the backcourt. Walker picked up defensively by Gregory. Lob inside is grabbed by Koblenz. And Koblenz kicks it back outside. Here's a drive to the basket by Peru, and her jumper is good. Riley Peru up to 5 points for the game. Nice move to the basket, but the shot wouldn't fall for Victoria Guardiola. Extra pass, and traveling is going to be the call. I don't know, did Ko jump back when she caught the ball? It's the only thing I could think happened. I don't think she did. But either way, it's going back to Rochester. A 24-20 lead for Mount Vernon. Drive to the basket, and a foul is called. Farrell will go to the line. They're going to call that foul on Maggie Koblenz, native of Apple Creek, Ohio. Went to Waynedale High School in that town.
Olivia Farrell to the line for Rochester, shooting 2.
And Farrell unable to connect on the free throw. Second one rattles out, and the rebound is grabbed by Riley Peru. They give the ball over to Katie Sprang. Shot clock down to 14. There's still time to shoot, and a foul is called as Ko is driving to the basket. I think the foul was before the shot, though. It's on Farrell. That's her first. Comes with 6:21 to go here in the first half. And the ball will be inbounded by Riley Peru. Walker gets around the screen. A man-to-man defense here by Rochester. A drive to the basket and a left-hand layup for Maggie Koblenz. A close game here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, as Mount Vernon leads Rochester by a score of 26-20 here in the second quarter. Matos kicks it outside. Down to 10 seconds. They work it back out to Thompson. 5 to shoot. Thompson leans in. Got it! With the shot clock winding down, Jakara Thompson. She's up to 13 points in the game and a big bucket there for Rochester. Rochester had scored the first 5 points of this second half. Mount Vernon was able to answer with 4 straight. There's Koblenz for 3, and that's off the mark. Thompson comes up with the board, gets it to Matos on the run out. Matos leaning in, had the shot blocked, and they're going to say that's out off of Rochester. Looked to me like it went out off of Koblenz, but that's not the call, as Krieger will enter into the game. Inbound goes to Emily Walker. Walker around the screen. Another screen from Koblenz. Tried to feed it inside to Krieger. The pass gets away, and I think it was touched by Rochester before it went out. So Mount Vernon will keep possession with 17 left to shoot. Riley Peru looks to put it in play, and she gets it to Walker. Walker around the screen. Has it knocked away. Thompson going for the steal, and the shot wouldn't fall for Lily Krieger. Back the other way comes Thompson. Little shot fake and a drive to the basket. Leaning in, that shot would not fall. It was attempted by Sanaya Gregory, and the foul is called on Lily Krieger, and Gregory is headed to the line. Got a good one here in Fort Wayne as Mount Vernon leads Rochester. I don't believe Mount Vernon has trailed yet in this game. They've led most of the way through as that free throw wouldn't fall, but Rochester has kept it close. Most that Mount Vernon has led in this game has been 7. But the second free throw is good, so Sanaya Gregory gets on the board. She, Jakara Thompson, and Lauren Wynn are the only Rochester players who have scored so far. However, the Warriors are just within 3. Inbound goes to Sage Brannon. Rochester is part of the WAC conference along with the host of this tournament, the Indiana Tech Warriors. Little shot fake there by Coe. Brent Wichner wanted a call for a travel, didn't get it, and the left-handed layup is good. That's Riley Peru who puts it home. Thompson looks to drive. She's having a solid night so far, and that's an understatement. A 5-point lead and a spin move here. That shot wouldn't fall, and that looked like it went off Farrell, but they're going to say that Mount Vernon touched it last. I think that was Hope Custer who knocked it out. Matos looks to put the ball in play, and we got a stoppage here. Looks like the refs are going to discuss something. Well, that was a brief discussion, so they'll let Matos put it in. And she just does get it in to Hannah Reinhold. Little floater off the glass and good by Matos. Alicia Matos puts it home. She's from Muskegon, Michigan. Nearly turned over by the Cougars. Floater on the other end would not fall for Custer. And that's out of bounds. And Rochester takes over. Got less than 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And this is Sanaya Gregory who brings the ball across the timeline. A 2-3 zone here by the Cougars. That ball's knocked away, out of bounds, off of Mount Vernon. Looked like Maggie Coe was the one who knocked it out. They get it into Reinhold. Reinhold drives, slows it down, kicks it back outside to Farrell. 8 seconds to shoot, and that ball is thrown into a sea of blue. Back down the floor comes Coe, and a foul is called as Brandon went for it on the interior. Going to say in the act of shooting. And that's Sage Brandon going to the free throw line. They call the foul on Jakara Thompson. Some subs will come into the game, including, looks like number 11, Crystal Rice. And I think that's also Amari Martin, number 20. And with 3:16 to go, Brandon will attempt the free throws. Her first one doesn't fall. Second one on its way, that's good. Brandon goes 1 for 2. She's on the board for the first time tonight. A little full court pressure here by Mount Vernon. Thompson able to beat that pressure down the floor. Races to the basket and scores. Jakara Thompson up to 15 points. Not only avoids the turnover, but cashes in for 2 points. Brandon spinning into the paint against a triple team, and she got fouled. And it looks like Brandon's going back to the free throw line. Sonia Gregory called for the foul. And Brandon goes to the free throw line with 2:49 to go in regulation. 2:49 to go in the first half. And the first free throw is good. Sage Brandon has 2 points in the game so far, both of those coming from the free throw line, as you might expect. The second one's good as well. Brandon with 3 points for the game, and once again, it's a 4-point lead for Mount Vernon. And the inbound goes to Alicia Matos. Matros trying to beat the double team. The kick outside to Thompson. Thompson spins in. The floater left it short, and Brandon has the board. Brandon comes across the timeline. Gets it to Coe. Coe has it knocked away, out of bounds. It went off of Coe apparently, and Rochester takes over. .2:28 to go, 31-27. In favor of in favor of Mount Vernon. I don't think Rochester's had the lead at any point in this game. That three ball comes up short. Reinhold there for the board. They're going to say she was fouled on the floor. That's on Krieger. Lily Krieger called for the foul. Brent Wichter trying to make sure his players are set properly on the right side of the court. Rice puts it in. Who touched that one last? Apparently it went off of Reinhold. She's pleading her case. But it was awful close, and from here it looked like she certainly might have touched it last. And the official was in a good position to make that call. As Custer comes across the timeline, feeds it inside, a little shot fake. That's no good, but an offensive rebound by Koblenz. And she was fouled, 2:10 to go. .210 to go as Koblenz is at the free throw line. And the first free throw is good as Mount Vernon stretches their lead out to 5. I believe their last 4 points have come from the free throw line. And it'll stay at 4 in a row from the charity stripe, but an offensive board, and then Peru threw it off the foot of a defender. before the ball went out of bounds. So the Cougs keep the possession as Peru puts it in play, gets it to Maggie Coe. Peru off the catch and shoot from downtown, couldn't get it to fall, and that time it went off of Peru and out of bounds. Right at 2 minutes to go here in the first half. So again, Mount Vernon has gotten their last 4 points from the free throw line. But Rochester with a chance. That chance goes away as Brannon comes up with a takeaway. This ball's knocked out of bounds. That was off of Thompson. I beg your pardon. I think that was actually Crystal Rice who knocked the ball out of bounds. She's a transfer from Ball State University, which is in Muncie, Indiana. I think that's about an hour or so away from Fort Wayne, which is where we are. That's Lexi Tobel who comes into the game for Rochester. She will give Crystal Rice a breather. 31-27 in favor of Mount Vernon as they look to add to their lead with 1:45 left to go here in the first half. The inbound goes to Coe. 2-3 zone here by the Warriors. Cross-court pass, that one goes to Peru, and her three is good. Riley Peru from downtown. And I believe that's her second made three of the game. She's up to 10 points. That three doesn't fall on the other end as Tobel is able to save it. What a play. Threw it right off the foot of Maggie Coe in an effort to rebound the shot. Instead of grabbing the rebound, she throws it right off the defender's foot and preserves a possession for Rochester. Inbound to Tobel. Matos to the basket, gets fouled. They call the foul on Sage Brannon. And into the game comes Emily Walker for Mount Vernon. This is Alicia Matos at the free throw line, a transfer from Muskegon Community College. Rochester is located in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Mount Vernon is located in Mount Vernon, Ohio, as that free throw bounces in for Alicia Matos. (34-28) with 1:20 left to go. And Matos could not hit the second one. Walker across the timeline. Gets that one over to Coe. Coe fires a three, and that's an air ball. And the Rochester fans, perhaps even students who have made their way here from Rochester Hills, Michigan, let her know about it. The end ball comes to Alicia Matos. Entry pass inside to Thompson. Thompson pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Shot wouldn't fall, and a foul is called on the rebound. A rebound grab by Koblenz. And we might be going the other way here. We are indeed. Jakara Thompson called for the foul. This will send Koblenz to the free throw line and try to stretch out the lead for Mount Vernon with 51.6 left to play. Got an update for you. Mississinawa leads Wayne 42-6 in the third quarter. And Koblenz goes 2 for 2. She's got 5 points in the game. The kick out to Guardiola. Guardiola feeds that one outside. Loose ball, and Mount Vernon's got the takeaway. Down to 40 seconds to go. Drive to the basket. That shot is good for Riley Peru. 11 points in the game for Peru. We've got 30 seconds to go. Here's a pull-up jumper by Matos, and she gets it to fall. Alicia Matos with a bucket late in the half. Shot clock is turned off, and Mount Vernon can hold for the final shot if they choose. This is Emily Walker dribbling around. High screen set by Maggie Koblenz. And that's a long three. Peru could not knock it down. And Koblenz puts it in. Just before the first half comes to an end, Maggie Koblenz, I believe, got the last 4 points of that half for Mount Vernon, and they lead at 40-30 here at halftime. A 10-point lead for the Cougs, and we will be right back after this 3.5-minute break. You are watching Indiana Tech women's basketball. This broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Welcome back, everyone. We are at halftime. Mount Vernon with a 40-30 lead over Rochester, and they have led for most of this first half, that is. Rochester, I think, might have had some leads early on, but for the most part, it has been Mount Vernon who has not quite dominated. Rochester had kept it close for much of the game, and up until right about just a few minutes ago, the closest, or that the biggest lead that Mount Vernon had was 7 points, but now it's up to 10. Rochester had been able to find the answers, but not lately. Take a look at the first half statistics for you. Leading scorer for Rochester is Jakara Thompson with 15 points, Lauren Wynn with 9, Alicia Matos with 5, Sonia Gregory with just 1. Leading scorer for Mount Vernon is Riley Peru with 11, Maggie Coe with 10, Maggie Koblenz with 7, Lily Krieger with 4, Emily Walker and Sage Brannon with 3 points apiece. Got about 10.5 minutes left to go. We'll be back after this 1.5-minute break. You're watching Indiana Tech women's basketball, and this broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
It is halftime here between Mount Vernon and Rochester. Mount Vernon leads Rochester 40-30. This is part of the Warrior Classic here at Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech did win their game, part of this Warrior Classic, not too long ago against Judson. They will take on Mount Vernon tomorrow, and Rochester will take on Judson. But right now, both these teams trying to figure out how they're going to go about finishing this game. Obviously, they both want to finish it out with a win. Rochester is 1-0 coming into the season so far, into this game rather. Mount Vernon is 3-0. Trying to go to 4-0 on the season, and again, they will take on Indiana Tech. They are also 4-0, the Warriors of Indiana Tech are. And, of course, if they were to play Rochester tomorrow, which they're not, but if they were to, that would be a conference matchup. But, no, they will have a conference game against each other later this season, but it will not happen tomorrow. Got over 7 minutes to go until we come back for the start of the second half. We're going to take a quick break and come back after about 3 minutes. You're watching Indiana Tech women's basketball, and this broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
We're back at halftime. We got about 3.5 minutes to go before the second half gets started. Mount Vernon has had the lead for most of this game. Rochester will look to mount a comeback in the second half. And again, Mount Vernon takes on Indiana Tech tomorrow. Rochester takes on Judson at the Warrior Classic. We're back after about 3.5 minutes on this broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indy.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just about ready to get the second half underway between Rochester and Mount Vernon here at the the Warrior Classic. Not to be confused with the Warrior Athletic Fieldhouse, which is here on campus. This is not the Warrior Athletic Fieldhouse, by the way. This is the Schaefer Center. Specifically, we're at Klein Court here inside the Schaefer Center, which is where Indiana Tech has their home basketball and volleyball games, although they do have a field house right across from the soccer field that they use for practice. Trying to get to the basket here is Lauren Wynn, and she's able to score the first points of the second half. 11 points for Wynn in the game so far, and it's an 8-point deficit that Rochester will try to climb out of. Trying to get to the basket here is Maggie Coe. A little slow down there by Brannon, and she's fouled on the shot. I think they're going to get Sonia Gregory for that foul. They do indeed get Gregory, so Brannon will go to the free throw line. Brannon has gotten all her points from the free throw line so far, 3 of them to be exact. She's able to hit the first one. Brannon is from Cardington, Ohio. She transferred in from Ashland University, and she is able to hit both of those free throws. And there's a quick answer from Mount Vernon as Thompson tries to get to the basket, and she draws the foul. That foul is going to be called on Krieger, as Maggie Koblentz will come into the game for Mount Vernon. Jakara Thompson leading the way in points for Rochester. She's got 15. But her first free throw rattles out. In one game so far, Hannah Reinhold has the most points coming into this game. She had scored 18 points in Rochester's only game so far. So Thompson is able to get 1 out of 2 on that trip to the line. It's a 9-point game as across the timeline comes Elizabeth Monk. Monk with a late feed, and the basket is good. Maggie Koblentz knocks it home. And a foul is called on the other end. Was it on the 3-point attempt? No, it was not. It was on a 2-point attempt. That foul is called on Elizabeth Monk. And that will send Jakara Thompson to the free throw line. She'll shoot a pair of free throws. Try to get this back to single digits. She'll have to make both of them in order to do that, but the first one is no good. .902 left to play in the third quarter as Thompson has scored 16 points. Could not hit that second free throw either. She goes 0 for 2 here. And this is Coe across the timeline. Coe racing down the floor. And I think that's going to be a blocking foul against Hannah Reinhold. Now check that. That's Alicia Matos. Inbound goes to Elizabeth Monk. And they turn it over. A takeaway there by Shania Gregory. Thompson gets to the basket and scores. Rochester takes advantage of the run-out chance, and Thompson is up to 18 points. Rochester's down 9, though. Here's Monk. Feeds it inside. Koblentz kicks it out. Little shot fake there by Krieger. They get it back outside to Koblentz. Koblentz on the drive. No good. Swatted away. And there to come up with a loose ball is Sonia Gregory. Thompson backs it out. Wynn puts up the jumper, no good. Gregory feeds it out to Thompson. Thompson is going to be called for the offensive foul here. I think Monk was the one who went down and took the charge. So Mount Vernon will get the ball back. 8:02 left to play here in the third quarter, and a sub will check into the game. That's Hope Custer. She gives Elizabeth Monk a breather. As Riley Peru looks to put the ball in play, and she finds Hope Custer. A 44-35 lead for Mount Vernon. Custer with the ball. Gets it inside the three-point line. Drives to the basket. Off the glass. No. And Custer keeps it alive. And eventually gets the ball out to Koblenz. And the ball is taken away by Guardiola. Matos to the basket. Off the glass. Count it. And a foul. And a timeout is taken by Amanda Short. For Matos, she's got 7 points in the game. It is a 30-second timeout, so we will stay with you. As Rochester has cut it down to 7. They're down by 10 at halftime. That's the most that the deficit has been for them. And again, Rochester will take on Judson tomorrow. Mount Vernon takes on Indiana Tech, which, unless Rochester were to come from behind, would be a battle of unbeatens. Alicia Matos will be at the free throw line trying to complete a three-point play. Referee was checking on Lauren Wynn. Well, it looks like everything's fine. And Matos will try to make this a 6-point game. Could not knock it down. Battle for the loose ball. Mount Vernon has it. That's Brannon who comes up with it. And Brannon gets this one across the timeline. A little behind-the-back dribble. A little crossover there by Maggie Coe. Three ball on the way, no good. And it's chased down by Sonia Gregory. Gregory feeds it outside. Three is no good from Crystal Rice. And that one is knocked off of Maggie Coe. Heads-up play there by Lauren Wynn. And it keeps the possession alive for Rochester. This is Alicia Matos to put it in play. She does get it in to Wynn, and Wynn trying to back down against the defender. Off the glass, got it. Lauren Wynn able to put it home. Drive to the basket by Custer. That's knocked away. And Matos will bring this one across the timeline. Finds Guardiola. Guardiola, no good. And that looked for all the world like traveling there, but Peru not called for traveling that time as Coe has a battle for the ball on the deck. Two Warriors in the area. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to keep it with Mount Vernon.
Jump ball. Possession will stay with Rochester.
Emily Walker into the game for Mount Vernon. A 5-point lead for the Cougars. They've led by as many as 10. That was the lead at halftime. As Walker tries to get the pass away, she does. Finds Guardiola. I beg your pardon, she found Koblenz, and Koblenz puts it in. Big bucket there by Koblenz. She's got 11 points. That slows down the run that Rochester was on. Here's Wynn to the basket, and she is fouled. They call the foul on Koblenz. And Wynn able to connect on the first free throw. She's got another try with 6:11 to go here in the third quarter. That's short as well. Rebound is grabbed by Guardiola, and the basket is good. Lauren Wynn gets the bucket in the end. She's up to 15 points for the game. Traveling is the call. That's going to go against Maggie Coe, and it's going back the other way. Gregory will bring the ball across the timeline. She's a sophomore point guard from East Lansing, Michigan. Little shot fake there by Wynn. Wynn gets the basket, too strong, gets her own miss. She's fouled, and count the basket. Wynn is up to 17 points for the game, and it's a 3-point game. Rochester fell behind by 10, and now all of a sudden they've got it to a 3-point game and can cut it even closer depending on what happens with this free throw. We got a timeout called by Rochester, and we'll take it with them back after 1 minute on this broadcast of Indiana Tech women's basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything.
(46-43) in favor of Mount Vernon. They led by as many as 10 in this game. They had a 10-point lead at halftime, in fact. But now Lauren Wynn has a chance to complete a 3-point play and make it a 2-point game. As into the game comes Katie Sprang. Wynn trying to get this to a 2-point game. And she does. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and we got a ball game. Amanda Short trying to make sure her players are in the right place here. This is Maggie Coe. Loose ball on the deck, and that's going to be a foul. I think they got Wise for that one. Or excuse me, Wynn, Lauren Wynn. That's her third personal foul, and it's going to be Riley Peru to put the ball in place. She's a native of Massillon, Ohio. By the way, it's the town where former NFL star Chris Spielman is from. As Hannah Reinhold enters into the game for Rochester. Inbound goes to Sonia Gregory. She'll get this ball across the timeline. Hands it off. And a foul called on the interior, making an offensive foul. It's going right back to Rochester. Amanda Short pleading her case. But it's going to go right back to the Warriors. They call the foul on Maggie Coe. Feed over to Guardiola. Drive to the basket by Matos. Swings it out to Gregory. Gregory for three. No good. Battle for the rebound. Reinhold had it. It's out of bounds. Off of Reinhold. And Mount Vernon will take over. 4:54 to go. As some subs come into the game. Inbound goes to Katie Sprang. Walker across the timeline. Sprang trying to get to the basket, puts it up, that's no good. And the rebound is grabbed by Sonia Gregory. Pass is tipped, and back the other way comes Peru. Peru has a good look from downtown, but couldn't knock it down. The rebound grabbed by Matos. Matos racing across the timeline, feeds it over to Reinhold. Reinhold off the shot fake. Puts it up against two defenders and draws the foul. Sage Brannon called for the foul, and that will send Hannah Reinhold to the free throw line. She has not yet scored. The free throw is good for Reinhold. 46-45 in favor of Mount Vernon. A pass fake there by Walker, now gets it to Sprang. Brannon spins inside and gets fouled. She got tangled up there with Olivia Farrell. Foul is called on Olivia Farrell. That's her second foul. So they were giving the explanation to Brett Witchner. And Brandon at the free throw line with 5 points in the game. A chance to try and stretch this lead out for Mount Vernon, and she misses the first free throw. Second one is good, and Brandon is able to stretch out the lead. She's up to 6 points for the game. And what was once a 10-point lead for Mount Vernon is down to 2. Guardiola gets to the basket. Tough shot, contested shot, recovered along the end line by Farrell, and then knocked away. Left-handed baseball pass down the floor for Sprang. That jumper is good. The basket made by Grace Vermilia. Freshman out of Loudonville, Ohio. She hasn't scored until that bucket, and it stretches out the Cougar lead to 4. And that's going to be an offensive foul, a moving screen called on Olivia Farrell. Well, Rochester seemed as though they had the momentum, but then a basket by Vermilia and then a foul by Rochester may have just put momentum back in the hands of the Cougars. As Walker comes across the timeline, gets around the screen. Sprang gets it to Brannon. Brannon goes baseline, got it. 5 straight points scored by the Cougars, and Sage Brannon is up to 8 points. Matos for 3 and knocks it down. And Rochester's not going away. They make it a 3-point game. I believe that's Matos' first 3 of the game. They get it back outside. The 3 ball is no good. Offensive rebound. Brannon counted and a foul. Back-to-back buckets for Brannon. She's got 10 points in the game, and she's going to the free throw line, hoping for a 3-point play. As Lexi Tobel will check into the game. A chance at a 3-point play for Brannon. And Mount Vernon is up by 6 once again. That's 11 points for Brannon. Well, shot fake there by Matos. 2.5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Matos, the drive and kick. Loose ball knocked away. Peru coming down the floor, loose ball, and Mount Vernon turns it over. Reinhold comes up with it, gets it up to Matos. Matos kicks it to the corner. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Emily Walker, and it's going to stay with Rochester with 2:01 to play. Inbound goes to Tobel. Gets it back up to Gregory. Three ball on the way. Gregory got it. Sonia Gregory, who had just a total of 1 point up until that three, able to knock it down. And here is Katie Sprang going to the baseline. Kicks it back outside to Walker. Off the glass, that shot is good. Sage Brannon starting to take over here in the second half. Brannon is up to 13 points for the game. There's a big answer by the Cougars. But there's a catch and shoot three on the other end, and that's good. Hannah Reinhold from downtown. Sonia Gregory with the assist. That's 3 straight threes for the Warriors. Fake step back there by Walker. Off the glass, that's no good, and that's swatted away and out of bounds. And a sub will come into the game. Maggie Coe checks in as Rochester has a chance to tie it or take the lead with a three. Drive to the basket by Guardiola, and that's an offensive foul. And after a chance to tie the game, the Warriors give it right back to the Cougars with 34.6 to go. Shot clock is still turned on. There's about a 6-second differential, and a foul is called on Alicia Matos. And Walker is at the free throw line to shoot a couple. 30.6 left to go here in this third quarter. And Walker is able to drain the free throw. Second one rattles out, tipped back out, and Gregory gets to it. It's out of bounds off of Mount Vernon, off of Emily Walker. And Rochester will take over down 3 with 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Inbound goes to Matos. Matos gets it across the timeline with 20 seconds to go. It looks like Matos is going to hold for the final shot of the quarter here, down to 10 seconds. It's a screen from Tobel, another one from Reinhold. Matos to the basket, left it short. And the rebound is grabbed by Gregory. Gregory puts it up and scores right before the timer. And it's 57-56 going into the fourth quarter. We're back after 1 minute on this broadcast of Indiana Tech women's basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
57-56, Mount Vernon with the lead over Rochester. As we start the fourth quarter, Rochester has not taken the lead here in the second half, but they fought back after being down by 10 to make this a 1-point game. Brent Wichner of Rochester, the head coach of Rochester, is a Rochester graduate. He said about his alma mater, and I quote, "I'm passionate about my school. We all love being a Warrior, and it means something to put on the jersey and represent our school in a positive light." Well, Rochester starts the second half with the basketball. They look to start the fourth quarter on a positive light. Not start the second half, but the fourth quarter. And that's Thompson who drains the three and gives the lead to Rochester. Jakara Thompson, who's now up to 21 points for the game, gives Rochester their first lead of the second half. A takeaway there by Sanaya Gregory. She gets it up the court to Matos. Matos gets past the defender, and Matos scores. 5 straight points to start the fourth quarter for Rochester. Peru hands that one off to Walker. Sprang to the basket, hits the floater. Matos feeds that one off. Here's a 3 ball by Thompson. That one wouldn't fall. Coe comes up with a rebound, and Coe will get this one across the timeline. She's picked up by Gregory. Spinning in is Peru and couldn't get it to fall. Peru gets the miss. Couldn't get the putback, though. Another putback attempt, and that one rolls off, and the shot by Grace Vermilia. And back the other way comes Rochester. Loose ball knocked away. That's a takeaway by Emily Walker. Walker slows down and then gets bumped. Jakara Thompson going to be called for that foul. And Thompson is up to 4 fouls for the game. She's 1 away from fouling out. Maggie Coe will put this one in play. Gets it into Walker. Around the screen goes Coe. 3 ball on the way, and it's good. Check that, it's a 2. Maggie Coe with a long 2 to tie the game. Maggie Coe, the leading scorer for Mount Vernon coming into this game. She's the leading scorer in this game. Check that, second leading scorer with 12 points. And that is a long 3 that does not fall for Guardiola. Offensive rebound by Crystal Rice, and she gets fouled on the shot. They call Maggie Koblentz for the foul. Rice will go to the free throw line. She's a native of Flint, Michigan, and a Ball State transfer. So she was going to college right here in Indiana before she transferred to Rochester, as that free throw rims out. Ball State is a public school down in Muncie, Indiana. As Hannah Reinhold will get a breather. I think she was actually about to check in for Guardiola. Guardiola was already in the game. And that free throw is good, and Rochester has the lead back. Crystal Rice with her first point of this game. Inbound will go to Katie Sprang. Actually, I think the inbound went to Coe, Maggie Coe. Coe brings it across the timeline. It's the pass off to Peru. Coe for three, couldn't get it to fall, and the rebound is grabbed by Crystal Rice. Reinhold left open for three, drains it. Reinhold scored 18 points in Rochester's only game so far, but she's scored 7 points in this game. But some of those 7 points included 2 big threes. That was her second three of the ball game. Here's a catch and shoot on the other end by Walker. That wouldn't fall. And the rebound is grabbed by Victoria Guardiola. So we're inside 7 minutes to play. Here's Rice. She'll step back for three. Couldn't knock it down. And that's knocked out of bounds, going right back to Mount Vernon. Rochester trying to get to 2-0 on the season. They've trailed by as many as 10 and come back to take the lead here in the second half. Here's Coe down the floor. Little crossover dribble, gets it back out to Walker. Back outside to Walker. She gets around the screen. Little baseline drive by Coe. That's a long three that does not go for Katie Sprang. This ball goes out of bounds, and apparently it was touched by Rochester. They're going to say Mount Vernon ball. Did Gregory touch it on the way out? Either way, it's going to be Mount Vernon who keeps the basketball with 6:23 to go. Peru to put it in play, and she gets it to Walker. Walker around the screen from Vermilia, and a foul on the inside as Vermilia goes up for the shot. That's only the second team foul of the quarter. Here's a turnaround jumper that goes for Maggie Coe. She's up to 14 points. That was a much-needed bucket for Mount Vernon. 65-63 the score. As into the game comes Victoria Guardiola from Lansing, Michigan, a transfer from Madonna University. There's a lot of transfers on this Rochester team. Inbound goes to Guardiola. That's a long three by Reinhold, couldn't connect. Offensive board, putback wouldn't go. Another putback, this one does go for Lauren Wynn. And Lauren Wynn is up to 20 points for the game. Back down the floor comes Katie Sprang. Gets it outside to Maggie Coe. Loose ball and a turnover into the hands of Wynn. Guardiola gets to the basket, left-hand shot, no good. Katie Sprang with the rebound, trying to get it across the timeline. She finds Walker. Walker feeds it inside, and that's a foul from behind. Going to be called on Reinhold, as she's going to be called for a little bit of contact with Vermilia. Inbound goes to Maggie Coe. Walker fakes it. Peru for three, that one's short. Battle for the rebound, and it's going to be grabbed by Coe. A second chance for Mount Vernon, and Coe puts it up. That one was blocked, and they're going to call a foul on Guardiola. 5:09 to play, and Maggie Coe heads to the free throw line. As Coe is able to knock down the free throw. As Brent Wichter saying heart check. It's both free throws to make it a 2-point game. Coming up on 5 minutes to play. This is Sonia Gregory with the ball, and then a timeout called by Brent Wichter. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one along with them here on this broadcast of Indiana Tech women's basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior?
(67-65), Rochester leads over Mount Vernon. The Warriors came back after being down by 10 as Sonia Gregory gets the pass off to Guardiola. Matos for three, and she knocks it down. It's a 5-point lead, and that's going to be a foul called on Sonia Gregory. She did not like the call there. And for Gregory, that's going to be her fourth. It's the fifth team foul against Rochester, and it's going to put Maggie Coe at the free throw line. And the free throw is good. Both free throws good for Maggie Coe. She's got 18 points, and she is really helping to keep her team in this game. As Matos gets the ball across the timeline, she's able to find Wynn. Lauren Wynn up at the top of the key. Wynn drives to the basket, puts it up and in. Lauren Wynn with 22 points leads all scorers. Walker got around the screen and then gets the ball to Sprang. Tough shot in the interior, and that's Sprang who puts it home. 6 points in this game for Katie Sprang. This is Matos dribbling around. Feeds that one over to Guardiola. Off the glass, no good, and it's Walker who comes up with the board. Walker feeds it up the floor to Coe. Coe along the baseline, left it short. Offensive board by Peru, and then she gets fouled. That's going to be called on Lauren Wynn, and that is her fourth. Peru's at the free throw line with 3:31 to go. And into the game comes Crystal Rice. Give a breather to Victoria Guardiola. And Peru's first free throw is good. Second one is also good. It's a 1-point game. Matos waits for the screen, gets it. Drive down the base. Excuse me, that's Thompson, and Thompson able to get to the basket and score. (23 points for Thompson. And she'll go to the free throw line for a chance for a three-point play as into the game comes Lauren Wynn. And Thompson's free throw is no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Lauren Wynn. Gets it back outside to Matos as Rochester has come back from being down by 10 points, but a foul is called as Matos was out beyond the three-point line when the foul happened. They called on Emily Walker. That's her first. Next foul would put Rochester in the penalty. As Jakara Thompson gets set to inbound it. There to guard the inbound is Maggie Coe. Three ball on the way by Tobel is good. Lexi Tobel on the board for the first time in this game. Sprang, pull-up jumper inside the paint, no. Battle for the rebound. Crystal Rice comes up with it. Feed it outside to Tobel. Rice fires a three. Got it! Crystal Rice from downtown. That's her first three of the game. And it's a 9-point lead. Three on the other end, and traveling is called. On what would have been a made three for Maggie Coe, it goes the other way. Amanda Short pleading her case, trying to suggest that she shuffled her feet as she caught the ball. Or should say she caught the ball as she was shuffling her feet. And should have been given a pass, but was not given a pass. They get it inside to Tobel. Tobel leaning in, puts it home. It's 5 points in the game for Tobel. As Brandon drives to the basket, off the glass, and a foul. Went rolling toward that mat back there. Luckily, she did not get hurt on the play. The foul was called on Crystal Rice. That's only her second so far. And Sage Brandon at the free throw line to shoot two with 2:06 to go in regulation. Well, to think Rochester was down 10 points, they've come back to take an 11-point lead here in the second half. And Rochester looks like they'll probably be 2-0 going into tomorrow's game against Judson, which will be part of this Warrior Classic. And Mount Vernon will fall to 3-1 as Brandon is able to hit one free throw there. Timeout is called by by Mount Vernon. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them here on this broadcast of Indiana Tech basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior?
.206 to go as Rochester has come back from down 10 points to take a 10-point lead, a lead that was once 11. But it looks like they're going to be 2-0 heading into tomorrow's game against Judson here at the Warrior Classic. And Mount Vernon, unless they can come back in the next 2 minutes, will be 3-1 as they take on Indiana Tech. Here's Matos. It's the feed inside to Thompson. Thompson gets the pass off, finds Wynn, and this ball will go out of bounds. And Mount Vernon will take over. Brett Wichner trying to get a quick substitution in, as that's Victoria Guardiola who comes into the game. Inbound goes to Sprang. Drive to the basket by Coe, and an offensive foul. It's going the other way. Amanda Short once again pleading her case. There have been a lot of fouls called in this particular game, especially in the second half, as Lexi Tobel will come in to take the place of Guardiola. Definitely were more fouls, I think, called in this game than in the first game, where Indiana Tech ran over Judson 80-41. Little behind the back dribble there by Matos. And a timeout has been taken by Brett Witchner. It's a full timeout, so we'll take it right along with him here on this broadcast of Indiana Tech basketball.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Game 2 of day 1 here at the Warrior Classic at Klein Court on the campus of Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech won the first game against Judson, and it looks like Rochester, after coming back from 10 points down, is going to beat Mount Vernon in game number 2. Now, no matter who wins this game, Rochester will play Judson tomorrow, and Mount Vernon will play Indiana Tech. Here's Thompson. Feeds it off at the last second. That's Matos. Matos goes down the baseline, puts it home. 17 points in the game for Matos, and they get the ball to Sprang. Sprang off the glass, too strong. Rebound comes to Matos as we are inside the final minute of play in regulation. Matos working around the baseline, has the ball tipped and knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it went off of Rochester. Sage Brannon went for the turnover and was able to force it. And here comes Walker down the floor. That's a long three by Maggie Coe, and it comes up short. Rebound in the hand of Alicia Matos. Matos will get the ball across the timeline. Over to Gregory. Gregory against the double team. Gets it back over to Matos. And there's a catch and shoot three by Crystal Rice. That one rattles out. The shot clock is no longer a factor. There's a takeaway by Thompson, and they can just run the clock out. The clock's down to 11 right now. Well, it looks like Indiana Tech, Indiana Tech is going to win this game. That's a foregone conclusion at this point. And there's the buzzer. Rochester's going to win this game. So Rochester wins, and they go to 2-0 in the regular season. They'll face Judson tomorrow. And a big win for Rochester after coming from behind after being down 10 points. It was a 10-point lead for Mount Vernon at halftime, and now Rochester is the winner. That must be Brett Witchner's daughter who ran out to give Dad a little greeting and congratulate him on the win, perhaps. Now that's got to be his son who joins the party as well. But Rochester is a winner, 84-72. As we look at the final statistics for you, leading scorer for Mount Vernon was Maggie Coe with 18 points, Sage Brannon with 14, Riley Peru with 13, Maggie Koblentz with 11. For Rochester, Jakara Thompson led the way with 23 points. Lauren Wynn had 22. Hannah Reinhold with 7. Alicia Matos with 17. She really erupted there in the second half. Lexi Tobel with 5. Sonia Gregory with 6. And Crystal Rice with 4. So that's going to do it from here at day one of the Warrior Classic. Rochester wins it 84-72 over Mount Vernon. They will play Judson tomorrow, and Mount Vernon will play Indiana Tech. Until tomorrow, for our entire crew, this is Thad Goff saying so long. You have been watching Indiana Tech basketball, and this broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.